So if you hear something moving around behind me while I'm talking to you guys, that's actually the robot I'm reviewing today. I've had the Narwal Freo 20 cleaning my house, and one of the first things I noticed is how quiet it is. I can literally record this video as it's working in the background. And after putting it through ketchup, mustard, quinoa, pet hair, human hair, cables, socks, so pretty much every random thing I could leave on my floor. And aesthetically, I like it too. I got the white version, and especially with the base station, I think it looks clean in a room. But obviously, looking good and being quiet doesn't mean much if you cannot clean. So instead of testing the Freo 20 on an already clean floor, I made a mess with ketchup and mustard. And there's only one feature in particular that made this robot a little different from most other robots that I've tested. Let's start underneath the robot, because this is where one of the biggest difference is. Narwal calls this the FlowWash Mopping System. Instead of using the traditional two spinning mop pads that we've seen on a lot of vacuums, the Freo 20 uses this flattened track style roller mop. And there's actually quite a bit happening here while the robot is cleaning. The Freo 20 continuously feeds fresh water onto the mop through 16 little water outlets. You can use heated fresh water up to 140 degrees Fahrenheit, and the mop applies almost 10 pounds of downward pressure against your floor. But the part I find most interesting is what happens with the dirty water. As the mop rotates, a scraper continuously removes dirt and dirty water from the mop. That wastewater gets extracted into a separate onboard tank. So think about it, almost like washing a towel while you're using it. Fresh water comes in, the mop cleans the floor, the dirty portion gets scraped off, and that dirty water gets removed. Which means you're not just taking the same dirty mop and dragging it throughout the entire house. Narwal also says this track design provides up to 7 times more effective floor contact area compared to traditional roller mops. But you guys know me, I don't really care how impressive something sounds on spec. I actually want to see it make a difference. I had to bring out the ketchup and mustard for this test. I'm a visual guy, and I wasn't exactly gentle with it. I put a pretty good amount of ketchup and mustard directly on the floor, because if I'm testing a mop, I want something that's actually going to challenge it. And this was probably one of the more interesting tests. The Freo 20 went directly over both sauces, and instead of immediately smearing ketchup and mustard into some giant abstract painting across the floor, it actually started removing it. It did take a few passes, which I expected considering how much I put down, but every time it came back around, there was less and less of a mess. And after a few passes, it was pretty much gone. And then I did what I think is probably the easiest way to expose a mop that only looks like it cleaned something: the white paper towel test. I took a clean white paper towel, wiped it across the area where all the ketchup and mustard had just been, and it came out white, so it passed with flying colors. The floor wasn't just visually clean. I don't even smell the ketchup or mustard anymore after it was clean. While it's dealing with that mess, it's continuously cleaning the mop itself instead of carrying all the dirt and water into the next section of the floor. But mopping is only half of what this thing does. Next, I give it something completely different: quinoa. The Freo 20 is rated at 31,000 Pascal of suction, which is obviously a huge number. But again, I wanted to see what that actually meant in the house. So I took quinoa and spread a pretty good amount across the floor, and quinoa turned out to be a really good test because those little grains can easily get knocked around by the robot side brushes. And I've tested robots where the vacuums technically just picks up the mess, but the side brush simultaneously launching all those little grains across the floor. The Freo 20 got really interesting here. When it reaches that section of quinoa, the side brushes stop. Instead of spinning through the pile and sending quinoa flying everywhere, it basically let the suction do the work. And the suction was powerful enough to pull all of it underneath the robot. But what impressed me even more was that it didn't just make one pass in the side. Yep, good enough. It kept coming back and coming back and back until every single grain in that area was gone. I mean, gone. That's something I really liked. The Freo 20 uses its binocular vision system for AI dirt detection, so it can analyze the amount and density of debris and adapt how it cleans. And watching it repeatedly go back and forth and to get the remaining quinoa is something to appreciate. But then I made the test even harder because the middle of the floor isn't really where robots struggle. The edges are. So I put quinoa directly into a corner, and again, the Freo 20 kept working at it. It made a couple of passes, and by the time it was finished, I counted about 3 teeny tiny grains left. And considering how difficult corners are for round robot vacuums, I was impressed. And Narwal has done something clever here. The mop itself can physically extend towards the edge of the robot. So as the Freo 20 travels along a wall, the mop reaches outward to clean closer to the baseboard. Narwal says it can get within about 0.19 inches to the wall. But I noticed something even cooler here. As I was testing, I had my tripod on the floor. The Freo 20 approached one of the tripod legs, recognized that it needed to navigate around it, and basically perform the full 360 around the leg while keeping the mop extended toward it. So instead of simply avoiding the tripod and leaving a dirty circle around the leg, it was actively trying to clean around it. That's the kind of behavior I like seeing in a vacuum robot. Then we have hair. This might be one of the least favorite things about owning a robot vacuums because sometimes they'll do a fantastic job picking hair off the floor, and then you flip that thing around. Congrats, you now have to clean the vacuum cleaner. So for this test, I emptied some hair out of my handheld vacuum. This wasn't just a couple of loose strands either. There was pet hair, my wife's hair. Basically, the entire family was represented here. And I spread all of it onto the carpet. I actually pushed the hair down into the carpet fibers. I wasn't making this easy. The Freo 20 went over it, and once again, it did an amazing job pulling the hair out of the carpet. But the real test came afterward. I flipped that thing around again, checked the main roller, and there was no hair wrapped around it. That was impressive. Narwal calls this the dual flow tangle-free system. There are actually 2 parts to it. The side brush is designed to dynamically reduce tension on hair that starts wrapping around it into the main roller, and then the main roller uses Narwal floating zero tangle design and gets sucked into the dustbin. Narwal says its SGS certified roller captured 99.56% of hair with 0% hair residue left on the brush under its testing condition. Obviously, my living room isn't any SGS lab, but after deliberately stuffing pet hair and long human hair into my carpet and then finding the roller clean afterward, my real-world test result was pretty convincing. Now let's talk about the brain of the robot, the Narmind. The Freo 20 uses Narwal Narmind Pro autonomous system. It has dual RGB cameras combined with lateral structured light. And Narwal says the system can recognize more than 300 different types of objects. So naturally, I started leaving stuff everywhere. For my main obstacle test, I used a sock, a charging cable, and my wallet. And the important part first, it avoided all 3. No cable getting sucked into the brush, no wallet getting pushed across the room, no sock disappearing underneath the vacuum. It recognized that something was there and navigated around it. I did notice something interesting inside the app. Narwal says the system is capable of recognizing things like socks and wallets. In my particular test, the cable showed up as a cable, but my sock and wallet were both categorized more generally as fabric. I would have liked to see those 2 objects identified more specifically. At the same time, what matters most to me is what the robot actually did with that information. And it completely avoided both of them, so that's definitely not a deal breaker for me. The Freo 20 is only about 9.5 centimeters tall, so it can get underneath some of the furniture that taller robots might struggle with. It uses embedded DTOF LDS navigation together with its camera system to build and navigate the map around your house. And it can cross thresholds up to 4 centimeters under appropriate condition. There's also an entire pet care mode built into the Freo 20. The robot can detect pet active areas and adjust its path, its cleaning mode to those areas. It can also recognize a pet and maintain a safer distance instead of treating your dog or cat like another piece of furniture. There's even a Find My Pet feature. You can basically send the Freo 20 around your house to find your pet. And because you already got cameras on the robot, you can remotely video call through it as well. There's also a baby care mode with features like quieter cleaning around the crib, toy recognition, and protection for designated crawling areas. The all-in-one base station handles most of the maintenance. It automatically empties the dustbin, it washes the mop, it refills the robot's water, it dries the system with hot air. The station uses AI adaptive hot water mop washing and can dynamically adjust its water temperature between 113 and 140 degrees Fahrenheit, depending on the type of dirt it's dealing with. And the 2.4 liter dust bag is designed for up to 120 days of hands-off operation, depending on, obviously, on your home, how frequently you're cleaning, and how much dirt the robot is collecting. So after actually living with it and testing the Narwal Freo 20, I'm honestly impressed. The FlowWash system was probably the feature I was most curious about, and after watching it remove ketchup, mustard without simply spreading it across the floor and then passing my white paper towel test, I came away impressed. And then there are the smaller things I've appreciated while actually living with it. It's extremely quiet. It was working behind me as I started recording this video. I like how clean the base station looks, and most importantly, I don't feel like I need to babysit it. And based on everything I threw at the Narwal Freo 20, this thing handled itself extremely well. If you're ready to spend less time cleaning, you want to check out the Narwal Freo 20 for yourself. I'll leave the link in the description below, so go ahead and check it out.